If you're tired of hearing the same old basic mindset and motivational fluff talk, you've come to the right show. Welcome to ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, the podcast, where we dish on everything from managing that crazy brain of yours to manifesting abundance to my straightforward, actionable steps that will make you major money online. Now, I'm not your typical multimillionaire entrepreneur. It takes a small village to keep my anxiety and depression in check. I'm inherently disorganized with an intense obsession with office supplies. Your girl here is a digital marketing content expert who's generated over $200 million in sales. I promise by tuning in twice a week, you will get a much needed refreshing dose of truth, clarity, and cash-making advice. Now let's get to it. What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is part one of our brand new special money mindset series. And part one is waking up to the money noise that is keeping you stuck. So this series is designed to help you navigate your money blocks while shifting you into a relaxed, energetic state of abundance. I felt this was necessary and very timely right now because we are being inundated with mass media messages of fear, scarcity, sensationalism. And even when we go to the stores, we're noticing some things are a little more expensive. Gas is more, eggs are more. And then that can really feed those already prominent money noise, money beliefs that we have within us. All of us have them. Just some of us have been disciplined and have worked longer at shifting them, like myself. So I can shift out of that scarcity belief much faster than someone who has not done this daily work, who does not have the knowledge or the tools to be able to shift out of it, which is why I wanted to be able to share with you in this multi-part series on how you can do it for yourself. And it's not that hard to do it. The hard part is the mental gymnastics sometimes you have to do and the discipline. This needs to be incorporated as a daily part of your routine, your abundance mindset, your wealth mindset. If you want to generate major cash, if you want to manifest money, if you want to have that freedom level wealth. So if you're someone who wants that, you want to scale your business to the millions, you want all that stuff, this is part of it. Just like if you want to have a fit body or you want to be more flexible, well, that's not going to happen by you doing a yoga class once a week. You're going to have to discipline yourself and take that aligned, abundant action in order to have that manifestation come in, because you're a co-creator with God. You're a co-creator with the universe. But it's very hard to co-create with someone who's sitting on the couch. It's very hard to co-create with someone who's stuck in so much scarcity. You're not taking risks. You're not investing in yourself. You're not taking action towards the thing that you want. You're just sitting there obsessing and ruminating and beating yourself up about all the things that you're not doing. That's really hard to help someone doing that, right? That's like the expression pulling teeth. Very difficult. So I want to read from Forbes, a credible publication, the true definition of an economic recession. Okay, because I love sharing actual facts with you, because facts are what can help us get out of our ego, out of our crazy making thinking, out of that fear thinking, because our thoughts are not facts. They're not necessarily facts. Our brains are not to be trusted, especially when we're whirling in a fear state. Maybe you're not feeling well. I'm still recovering from the vid. I call it the vid virus. And I don't like that I'm still recovering from it. What am I, 3 weeks out? And I'm still not 100%. And that pisses me off. It makes me feel like I'm trapped and controlled in my body, which mimics my abusive childhood where I was trapped and controlled in that house. It also gives me some PTSD from when I was really sick, which was before I started ProjectME, where my hormone system basically shut down. I wasn't producing enough of my own cortisol to even live. And I was so sick. So there's symptoms that mimic that. I'm having insane amounts of anxiety, like on a whole nother level, to where I know it's from the vid. And apparently this is a common thing for people who've had it. And I didn't want to talk about the virus because I don't want to give it more energy. But I want to talk about it in the sense of, if I felt very, very alone, oh my God, here, I'm going to cry. Whatever. You guys know my heart. If you're new to me, listen, this is who I am. There's shit show Tiff, abundant Tiff. There's joking, humorous Tiff. There's Chi-Town Tiff. So just buckle up. We have all parts of us, multifaceted parts of us. So that's also what attracts you to my show, and why you guys are tons of people who are excited to pay me to work with me, is because my heart, my expertise, and trust that I will guide and support you, and that I'm honored and privileged to do so. But I have felt so alone and so lost, especially this last week, because I knew that recovering from the vid could take 2 weeks. So, okay, it's 2 weeks. And then I'm like, okay, all right, why am I not, I'm not as bad as I was, but like, why am I not totally better? I've got shit to do, universe, God, I've got stuff to do. I'm living in this beautiful place. I want to plan. I have some travel that I really want to do. I want to plan my birthday trip, and I couldn't even get it together. And I still haven't been able to plan a trip, to book flights. That even feels like a lot to me. And I'm so anxious to where I'm having all these irrational thoughts. So I'm sharing this because maybe you're experiencing some of that, and a lot of stuff has come up from it, which is one of the great things that has come from being in a pain state, an anxious state, a state where I've felt alone and lost and frustrated and out of control, depressed and anxious at the same time, even panicky, is this series came out of it. Because all of this crazy making in my brain, there was no one else who could get me to a place of surrender with this, to get me to a place of acceptance with it. I have a coach, I have some close friends, I have my recovery program. So I do pay people and have people in my life that can help support me and navigate me. But no one outside of ourselves can make us actually surrender and release and let go and and be in faith and trust. You could go to church every Sunday. You go to church every day of the week. You could read the Bible every day. You could meditate. You could do all of that. And it's still up to you to let go. Letting go has to come from deep within. And we often resist that, which is what ends up keeping us stuck. And I'm excited to share with you guys how I got out of the space, because a lot of money stuff came up for me, because I'm like, oh my God, my brain, my creative energy, my mental clarity, my intuition. This is how, this is my intellectual property. This is how I make money. This is what I sell. This is how I help people make thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in their businesses. And I just launched my new ProjectME 6-month mastermind experience. Those applications are now open. And now I'm feeling this type of way. And how am I going to be able to share about these offers I have if I'm so out of it? And then I went down a whole crazy rabbit hole, financial rabbit hole, pure insanity over all of this. But the beautiful thing about all this is now I can show you in this multi-part series how to get yourself out of it, not force your way out of it, how to allow, how to move through it, how to navigate through it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to slam the door on this. That's called denial. That doesn't work. I tried that. And then all it does, it's like whack-a-mole. All it does is pop up again somewhere else. And now you're constantly slamming that mole in your brain. Each of those thoughts come up, slam it shut, slam it shut. Don't think this, not to think that way. Why are you thinking that way? Da, 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 da. And now you've just made yourself absolutely insane and crazy. So it doesn't work. We've got to navigate. We've got to move. We got to be fluid through it. There's got to be a gentleness. There's got to be grace in this. Even though I know you want these thoughts gone, because you know that these thoughts and these beliefs and these feelings are in part what's holding you back and what's blocking your manifestations and what's blocking your growth and your abundance. So I want it gone. I want it gone now. Yeah, well, there's some stuff we have to move through in order to get there, because the thoughts and beliefs you've had up until this point have got you up until this point. So that's great. That's great news. It's at least gotten you to this point. But the thoughts and behaviors and habits that you have, that you need to have in order to call in that next level abundance, that's going to require different work from you. That's going to require a different level of faith, of trust, of surrender, of risk tolerance. It just is. So before I read this definition of an economic recession from Forbes, I don't want to forget, because I have vid brain right now, that the applications are now officially open to my new ProjectME 6-month mastermind experience. We start in September. So you guys get me and my ProjectME dream team, plus the collective of 15 incredible hand-selected entrepreneurs for 2 years in 2022 and 2023. This is set up so you can't fail. This mastermind is designed for people who want to take their vision, their expertise, their passion, and they want to scale it into the millions. That doesn't mean you have to be in the millions now. You want to scale it. You see big things for this. Because when we go to the millions, then we're shooting for that. Even if you land at the end of this mastermind at 300, 400,000, 600,000, 700,000, well, you're on your way to the millions. So this is designed to teach you how to set up and scale your business without burning out. So it's structured to get you to the millions, because when we make the millions, it means we're helping millions. And I know that's what you want to do. So this is designed for that person. If you're someone who's like still in that toe dipping phase and you're like, oh no, I'm fine with a few $1,000s and I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, this is not the container for you. This is the container where you're like, no, I'm making money doing what I'm doing, but I want to make more. I want to help more. I want this to be bigger. I want this to be on a greater schedule, but without it requiring more of my time and energy. I want to make sure I'm already kind of feeling overwhelmed with my business. I'm already feeling like, oh my God, a little consumed by it. And I certainly want to be able to learn how to scale while maximizing my time. How does one do that? Because you can get to $300,000, $350,000 a year as a solopreneur, maybe hiring out a graphic artist or someone to do some tech stuff for you here and there. You can do it on your own, but to scale past that is impossible. You've got to have help. You have to have systems in place. You have to have your offers designed so they stack on each other. And it's simple, right? What I teach you is simple, but there's a strategy to it, and there's a very strong mindset component to it. If you want to go to that level, then you've got the easiest way is to learn from someone who's already been there and has already helped a lot of other people go to where you want to go. So you can get details, you can get testimonials, and apply by going to projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind. projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind. You can swipe up, and it's also inside the show notes. There's a special gift in the show notes for you as well. I just launched my summer abundance guided meditation walking series. And those of you who did my first series that I launched last year for my abundance walks, you're going to freaking love this. And this is designed to shift you into the abundance zone in only a few minutes. And you can do it. You don't have to do it every day. You could do it. I do it 4 to 5 days a week, but you're going to love it. There's an actual special bonus in there too. And I'm giving this to you for free. So that is also in the show notes. So just swipe up and you'll see the link in there, and you'll be able to have immediate access to these and use these right away. So I don't want you sitting there going, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure what to do. I don't know how to get out of this. Well, one, you're listening to this episode, so you're taking abundant action. And maybe your next abundant action is to apply for the mastermind. Maybe your next abundant action is to apply for my famous 2-month private coaching program. Maybe your next abundant action is to download my abundance guided meditation walking series and actually do it. Maybe your next abundant action is to release and let go and allow and have room to expand and be willing to do things differently, wildly differently, think differently, act differently, behave differently, be open to new things and opportunities and ways of generating money. Maybe that's the abundant action you need to take. So Forbes says a recession is a significant decline in economic activity that lasts for months or even years. Experts declare a recession when the nation's economic experiences and the negative gross domestic product and rising levels of unemployment, failing retail sales, and contracting measures of income and manufacturing for an extended period of time. Wow, that was a mouthful. This is the part that's very important. Recessions are considered an unavoidable part of the business cycle or of the regular cadence of expansion and contraction that occurs in the nation's economy. I'm going to read that last sentence again. Again, this is from Forbes. Recessions are considered an unavoidable part of the business cycle or the regular cadence of expansion and contraction that occurs in the nation's economy. It is the law of polarity. Sometimes we have to pull back to shoot forward. There's that counterbalance that goes on. Oftentimes in business, we have to spend to make, which is why I try to share with you guys pretty regularly what my business bank account looks like. Some months, it's like I have way more going out than coming in. And maybe it's 2 months in a row it looks like that because I'm investing in growing my business. Maybe I've hired an additional coach to help me with some things. Maybe I hired an additional person to help me create a product or a vision. And I'm expanding personally and professionally. And then it can look like, oh my God, Tiffany is bleeding money for 2 months or 3 months. And then what happens? Then I end up having a $300,000 month. And it pays for all of that back and then some. This is how business works. You invest your energy, your time, your money, and your intellectual power, right? Your mind, your creative energy. You expel that to receive. So we expand, retract. This is what happens when we breathe. We inhale, we exhale. This is how it works. What about when we sleep? We are contracting so we can rise again. We are restoring and regenerating so we can bolt forward and create and do things. You can't have one without the other. This is a necessary part of life. It can't all be constant money flowing. It just doesn't work like that. You won't expand at the level. And because you're trying to live a life like that, it's keeping you stuck. Oh, I don't want to try this new thing. I don't want to start this other business. I don't want to create this. I don't want to leave this job. I don't want to maybe let go of this program that I don't really like doing anymore. I don't want to start a podcast. I don't want to do that because that's going to cost me a bunch of money because I don't really know what I'm doing, and that's going to cost me. And right now I'm making pretty good money and I'm making more than I made before. So I should probably just stay what I'm doing. Well, that's not expansion. Now you're stuck. You're just stuck in a better spot. I was stuck in a better spot with my first business. And that's when I was in so much discomfort, frustration, and pain. Because at a certain point, stuck is going to feel terrible to you because you're someone who is wired to expand. You're wired for desiring and wanting more, or you wouldn't be attracted to me, and you certainly wouldn't be attracted to the series. So you're desiring more, you're wanting more. So staying stuck, playing safe, operating conservatively, that's going to just have an increase in pain for you, an increase in consequences, an increase in discomfort until you get to a point where you go, F this, I don't want to feel this way anymore. I'm doing something different. That's when I finally hired my first business mentor. He was $10,000 a month. And that was wild to me at the time. And I was making about, I would say, let's just say on average, $250,000 a year in my business. And I was stuck there, and it's all relative. It's very frustrating to be stuck, whether you're stuck at $1,000, you're stuck at 10, you're stuck at $1 million. Not when you're someone who is always looking for growth and expansion of yourself and for others. And I was so frustrated. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. I was trying everything, which trying is not an action, it's an illusion. I felt like I was willing to do all the work. And I went and gave him a laundry list of all the shit I was trying, everything that didn't work, the stuff I invested in that didn't work, where I got scammed, where I spent money and it didn't pay off. I did this, I did that. And I was waiting for him to tell me, well, you need to do these 10 things. Like, you need to do more. I was waiting for that because I assumed that I wasn't doing enough, or I wasn't being enough, or I was looking in the wrong direction. And he just looked at me and he went, the problem here is you're doing too much. You need to do less. Less is more. Very soft-spoken man. And a man of few words. But his words were always very powerful. And I went, what? It was the counter of my beliefs. And I've been told by many people that I can trigger them when I talk about money. And even when I share proof and share examples and share messages and celebrations from hundreds and hundreds of clients who I have helped change their life, and they're making more money than ever. They're able to quit their jobs. Their husband can quit their jobs. Now they're able to homeschool their kids and travel and move and buy the house that they want, all while helping people. And it gets triggered because I'm sharing not only evidence that what I'm talking about actually works, and the actions I'm suggesting you take work. And when you are kind of dead set and digging your heels in the ground of wanting to think a certain way and you want to stay comfortable, it can be very triggering to hear stuff like this. It was triggering when he said that to me. I'm like, really? I kind of wanted to call bullshit. I even was like, oh my God, did I waste my money hiring him? Do less. Like, how the fuck could I make more? How could I scale this business to $1 million for the next step? How could I get there by doing less? What the fuck is that? And he's like, you're going to strategically do less so you can make more. And I can share about that. And I share about a lot of this in other episodes and inside my Posse membership. And we'll be sharing exactly all of these things inside my mastermind experience. So money relaxing is what we're talking about here. Ever notice how fresh ideas and creative inspiration come to you while you're in the shower, on vacation, or enjoying wine with friends? This isn't by chance. This is because your nervous system is in a relaxed state, allowing you to receive. Also notice how the more you try to think of something, or if you misplace something, the more you try to find it, the more you try to figure something out, remember that name of that song that's escaped you, the further it pulls away from you. Then when you finally let it go and say, oh, it'll come to me, I'm sure it'll show up, then it finally does come to you when you least expect it. Forcing energy repels abundance. So that forcing energy of, I'm pining for it, I must remember it, I've got to figure this out, this has to be done, I need to make this work, that's repelling abundance. Allowing, an energy of allowing. So allowing energy is what attracts abundance. When you're allowing yourself to receive, allowing it to come to you, allowing time and space for divine guidance, for things to show up, for things to work its way to you versus you trying to force it into happening. The key here is to keep yourself in that relaxed state around the thing you want to manifest as much as possible. So some of my favorite ways are taking a bath, going on an abundance walk, which, like I said, you can swipe up and get the new Summer Abundance Walk series for free. Solo dance parties, focusing on the beauty of something in nature for 3 to 5 minutes. I actually did this last night. For 40 minutes, I can see this beautiful palm tree with the ocean behind it while laying on my couch. It's a pretty legit setup over here. And I just focused on that palm tree. And before I knew it, 40 minutes went by. I was trying to calm my nervous system and my anxiety to get myself in this relaxed state. And it worked. And I had all this content that I needed to write. And I was getting more anxious because I had all this content I needed to do, which normally I delight in doing. But my brain just wasn't working. And I was trying to force it. And so I took contrary action. I did the opposite. So after that 40 minutes, what happened? Within 90 minutes after that, I got everything done that I needed to get done, which I'd built up in my head would take me 10 hours to do. It took me 90 minutes, and it felt delightful. So what is something you can do daily to shift yourself into a relaxed and relieving state, receiving state, and relieving, right? It is relieving. It's relieving you of the burden to think that you have to control all of this, that you're in charge, that you have to do all of this. I hate to break it to you, but you're not, and nor am I. But if you think it's all on you, it's dependent all on you, everything has to come from you, you have to figure it out, you have to know what you're doing, you have to take all the actions. Well, that doesn't sound fun. That sounds exhausting. That sounds like a pressure cooker. And that in turn is repelling the abundance. How about allowing creative ideas to come to you? How about allowing money-making opportunities to come to you? How about allowing incredible ideal clients to come to you? How about allowing money to come to you in unique ways that you never expected it at whatever divine timing it's supposed to come in? How about that? So what can you do to shift yourself into that state so that you can quiet that money noise? There's a belief that's buried when you start saying how much money you want to make or things you want to do that end up costing money that you don't believe that you have. You're believing you're going to have to give something to get it. And you're going to have to give something you don't want to fucking give to get it. So why the hell would you do it? You believe you have to give more of your time, more of your energy. You have to trade love, relationships. You're going to have to trade your joy, your peace of mind, your quality time with your family. And it's just not true. That's not true. That is a scarcity belief. That's money noise that is keeping you stuck. It's not true. That's your nervous system is in fear and is out of whack and it's coming up with crazy stuff. What comes up for you? I want you to notice what comes up for you once you're in that allowing energy. And I'm sure you've been in that allowing energy before. You might not have consciously put yourself there, but it's happened in the shower. It's happened after you've had sex. It's happened on a vacation. It's happened at a great dinner laughing with friends. So how do you think when you're in that allowing energy? My guess is you think this is possible for me. I can do this. In fact, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. You end up thinking differently. So let's get yourself in that allowing energy. That's your higher self talking. That's your higher self. Those are the messages from your higher self. Those are your messages from God and the universe, not this forcing fear, scarcity energy. That's why fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Get yourself into that state of allowing. Get yourself into that state of when you have those great ideas come to you because you're sitting on a plane and you're not multitasking and you actually get to relax and eat salty snacks and become excessively bloated. And you don't have to take a trip to do that. You could take a short walk. You could take a bath. Take a mental trip. Take a 5-minute shower. Do it while washing your hands. Don't fall for the belief in your head that's telling you, well, I don't have time to get into this state. I have 6 children. I have a job. I have a business. I don't have time to get in this state. Yes, you do. You have time to watch Netflix. You have time to randomly scroll TikTok. You have time. Maybe you light a candle and you just watch the flickering flame in that candle. Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you sit there and you have your eyes closed for a few minutes and think of someone you love and what you would do with this excess of abundance for that person. What would you do for that person that would bring them such great joy and in turn bring you such great joy with having that abundance? And then say, I'm allowing myself to receive this abundance now because I know how much joy that's not only going to bring to me, but to the lives of so many people, all while I'm helping people. And it would be selfish of me not to. And think of that joy. Maybe it's your dog. Maybe it's rescuing more animals. Maybe it's a favorite charity of yours. Maybe you're thinking of your kids. Maybe you're thinking of your partner. Maybe your parent. Of something you could do. It could be a neighbor, it could be a stranger. Allow yourself to sink into that state. This is when your most creative ideas come. From this state is when you go, okay, I have the clear divine guidance. I know what I need to do. I need someone to help guide me there. I'm going to apply for Tiffany's mastermind. I know what I need to do. I need to start, putting out a video every day. And this at the most is going to take me 20 to 30 minutes a day at the most. And I can do that. I need to take better care of my body and honor it. I'm going to start drinking more water and at least going for walks every day. This is when those clear divine messages come up that you need to listen to, that are there to guide you into having your manifestations come true, into getting that abundance, not this forcing energy where you're trying to rack your brain on figuring it out and what you need to do and obsessing and ruminating and churning. That's the stuff that's going to keep you in scarcity. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. I love you so much. Swipe up. Go check out the mastermind, projectmewithtiffany.com/mastermind. It's already over half full now. So it's not like there's that much time left for you to apply, and we will see if this is a great fit for you. This is why I have it by application only. But don't apply if you're not wanting to go for the millions. If you're not wanting to go for that level of abundance, if that's not where you're at, then don't apply for that. There's other ways that you can work for me. But if you're like, no, I know what gifts I have, and I want to bring this to more people, and I want to expand not only my abundance, but other people's abundance. And I want to know how to do it so that it's simple and straightforward, and I don't have to figure it out myself and waste even more time. Then you're a beautiful fit for this very special, unique container. Because this is the container where at the end, we get together for 2 days for a luxury in-person event that will literally be the most fun you've ever had in your life. Like literally. And this is the only way, unless you're coming to like a speaking event where I'm a speaker at, but this is the only way to be immersed in my energy, my team's energy for 2 days, that collective, powerful container and what comes out of there. Oh my God. It is such an abundance magnifier. It still blows my mind of how much money these women are continuing to generate and the people they're continuing to help and the things that they're launching and doing and expanding and creating and getting into action and motivation. And they still are connected to one another and share ideas and go to each other for support. And when they're struggling, because we've created an intimate container where that feels safe and that feels nurturing and that feels good, because this can be really lonely expanding, because not everyone has been chosen or is destined to do bigger things. So it can feel isolating. You don't have to do this alone. In fact, you're not going to be able to get there on your own. I tried for 5 years. It didn't end well. It didn't end well, but that had to be my journey so that I could share it with you, so it could be part of my story. So some of the shit that we've all had to go through, it sucks, but it had to happen. It was all part of the journey, because this is the wisdom that you get to pass forward to the people you get to help, so they don't have to stay stuck as long, so they don't have to waste more time, energy, and money, so they don't have to spend one more day feeling trapped by their own lives. You had to experience some pain in order to pay that forward. I'm excited to get to know you guys better. I'm excited for you to do the summer abundance walks, and that link is also in the show notes. You've got this. Listen to your higher self. It'll direct you exactly where you need to go. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.